Hey, all right, welcome back. As you know, the shiplap is all done, and you know what that means? This week, we're getting into these things. We're going to replace these old, outdated, quite frankly, ugly doors, and look at what we're going to replace them with. Hang on, let me grab one. We're getting rid of those, and we're going to be replacing them with these. Not bad, right? Now that's going to be an update. That's going to look good. But before we can put the doors in, we've got a bit of work to do. We need to reframe everything, get it all ready for the new doors, get the doors cut to size, and then hang them, put all the casing around. But we'll get to it a little bit at a time, and I'm going to bring you along with me. So come on, let's get to work. Let me get this door out of the way. Okay, let's get started. I gotta be honest, I've always hated these doors. These are the ugliest doors. I'm glad we're finally getting around to changing them. It's gonna look so good. So let's get started. First things first, let's get the doors off the hinges. I need to redo all the frames. So let's go, let's start. Quick note before we continue. You're probably thinking to yourself, Dom, why are you wasting all that time changing the frames? You could leave the frames on, save yourself all that work, just hang the doors on the existing frames. Here's why I can't do that. The wood paneling that was here originally was much thinner than the shiplap. So now that I have the shiplap, the frame only comes to here, shiplap comes out here. When I go put my casing on, it's gonna have nowhere to sit. So as a result, we need to put new frames up. Let's do it. All right, we've got the openings reframed. They're looking good. And now we can move on to the fun part, the doors themselves. These are Metrie's Masonite Livingston doors. They're from their Bohemian line of products. They're good looking doors. They're gonna look so much better than those old ones. So a few things we need to do before we hang these doors. Let's get to it. I've already got one outside up on the sawhorses. Let's go see what we need to do. Come on. All right, I've got one of the doors up on the sawhorses here. Now these are standard 30-inch by 80-inch doors. Obviously those are not always going to work for every door opening. Sometimes you're going to need to cut them to your size. And in this case I do. I need to take a couple of inches off the length for that door to fit inside the frame. So let's do that now. We're going to take a couple inches off the bottom. We're going to go from 80-inch down to 78-inch. Let's do that. Okay, now that the door is cut to length, a little something to take note of when you're working with hollow core doors. Chances are, depending on how much you cut, you're going to be cutting off the solid part of your bottom of your door. The door in the middle is hollow, so you want to be very careful with that piece you're cutting off, because you're going to want to keep that, because you're going to want to remove the edges here, get this bottom piece and plug it back into the bottom of your door so you have a solid bottom. All right, once you got that out and all cleaned up, a little bit of glue, a little line along the top, a little bit along the bottom of the door to hold it in, and you just tap this back into place. Your door is as good as new and you're ready to go. Good as new. Let's go inside. All right, now we're gonna have some fun. My favorite part, one of my favorite parts. We're gonna drill the hole for the door handles. Here's what you're gonna need for this. You're gonna need a couple of tools, a drill, a hole saw bit. Now, a lot of these door handles are typically 2 1/8 inch hole you're gonna need, so you'll need a 2 1/8 inch hole saw bit, and you're gonna need most likely a 1 inch spade bit to drill into the side of the door. Keep in mind, if you don't wanna do this, you can always get the doors pre-assembled with the holes in them, with the hinges cut out already, save you all that time. I just like doing it. I find it fun, so I'm doing it myself. So let's go outside. I've got another one of the doors on the sawhorses again. Let's go cut a hole. All right, so if you do want to try doing this yourself, it's really not that hard. It's actually pretty easy to do. Most doorknobs, door handles will come with a template inside the package that will lay everything out for you. It'll tell you exactly where to place your marks, where to drill your holes. Super simple. I say give it a try. All right, so you can see I've already marked out where I need to drill with my hole saw to make the hole for the doorknob. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. And what we're going to do with the hole saw, because if you go all the way through, you're going to have a lot of tear out on the other side. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this hole saw go just through, so that just the bit end is coming out the bottom. And once that comes out, we're going to flip the door and drill the other way, so we keep a nice clean door hole for the handle. Okay, doorknobs are all on. It's a bad angle, okay, deal with it. Doorknobs are on. We're almost ready to hang the doors. The only thing we need to do now still is, I've already done one here on this door. We need to recess out on the back of the door for our hinges. Need to do this one. I've already got it laid out. I'm gonna get the chisel, get that recessed, and then we can hang the door up. It's exciting. Okay, the moment of truth. All right, as you can see, the doors are all up. Look how much better these look than what was here before this. Anyway, it's done. We're on to the last steps now, last little things to do. All the casing, trim, baseboard. Come back next time for that. And we're gonna get that up, get this place done, get all the furniture back, and finally be ready to relax around here. See you next time.